inputs at this point in time. We are getting to know that Gen Z protests have erupted in Nepal once again. In fact, curfew has been imposed as well in some areas, and the protests have erupted once again. These are Gen Z protests. A fresh wave of protests is what we are witnessing in Nepal. Curfew has been imposed in Bara in Nepal. Kritika, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Kritika, what is the latest that you can share with us? What led to this fresh wave of protests that we are witnessing?
Well, yes, Sina, from what we are gathered to know at the moment, yesterday the disputes broke out between a youth group as well as the supporters of KP Sharma Oli, the former ousted Prime Minister of Nepal. And from then onwards, we are seeing these protests that have now also escalated. Forcing the administration to put in a forced curfew till 8 p.m. local time today. What we're hearing is Simara and Bara. These are the two districts that are currently affected. Even today, a lot of Gen Z youth had taken to the streets. They're burning tires in protest. Remember, these protests are now once again happening in Nepal. Back in September, we had seen the anti-corruption intensive protests, in fact, happen, which also in fact led to the killing and the deaths of a lot of youth as well. About 18 people died in those protests, and after that entire upheaval, Sushila Kharki was elected as the interim Prime Minister. It is now expected that she will also step in because remember, she was also the youth and the Gen Z's choice of Prime Minister as well for her long-standing anti-corruption stance that she's taken as far as the politics of Nepal is concerned. But currently the situation again appears to be grim. Remember, these are also the circumstances that we've seen in Bangladesh as well, wherein during the time of Sheikh Hasina, we'd seen protests emerge, and after that, time and time again, even under the leadership of Mohammed Yunus, the chief advisor to the country currently, there are still protests that ensue time and time again, and we're seeing an episode of the same happen even in Nepal. Remember, it had raised eyebrows not only just in that country but also in the neighborhood in India, and had even in fact drawn in the wrath of Human Rights Watch groups as well, who had urged Sushila Kharki to also take steps in identifying the people involved in these killings as well that happened in the September protests. We yet to learn more on the nature of the disputes that occurred between KP Sharma Oli's supporters as well as the youth group. What were the fresh instances of clashes? But so far, what we can confirm to our viewers is that these protests started yesterday, and in the light of the same, today the district administration of Bara as well as Simara has in fact put in curfews which will be in place till local time 8 p.m. So, of course, this is in order to ensure that not more people step out on the streets and the situation can be curtailed, because as we remember, just a few months back, even in September, we'd seen quite a gruesome situation appear there as well. Over to you.
Right.